Let me just get these in my ear real quick. I'm trying it in portrait just for something new. Turn this on. Hopefully this will be starting to pick it up. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna give it a little bit for people to come in because this is actually going to be about a topic that a lot of people tend to kind of whiff with. Like some people just go with a stereotype about how there's black magic. Hi, Galo. How there's black magic being stereotypically bad, and white magic being stereotypically good. And hello, Lisa and Z, B and G's. I love them. So anyway, let's take it from the top. First of all, defining what each one is. Now, if Kendra's video was still up, I would refer people to watch it, but it's not. So I will recall it the best I can from memory. Originally, black magic is intended to be used to benefit self. You. You do magic that benefits you, it's black. Now, there's the counter argument saying that, well, usually if it's black, it causes harm. It can be done to cause harm, yes. But here's the thing. Ever have the idea or the thought of like, I want to get this job. I need to get a job. And I need to pay rent. So you do a working to get some kind of work. Then a company calls you within a few days later, offering you a position. You take the position, later to find out that someone had that same exact position a day before you were offered it and took it. So as far as we can possibly assume, because of you doing that working, the aftermath, the like after doing the working, the shockwave effect, or essentially like when you do a working, the effects of it ripple out. And it so happened that that individual standing in their position, it was hit in the crossfire. So unknowingly, you bumped them out of the position, and now you have their position. Is it painful? No. But the thing is that's just how it responded. You don't know. Was it malefic? It caused harm, but not knowingly. But still, you had no intention to cause any harm to anyone, but the shockwave effect caused them to have their position be gone. And they lost it, and then you came in and took it. But still, it is still black because you're prioritizing the self. You're prioritizing your needs, your wants, yourself first. So now let's go over to the other side. White is simply one, giving spiritual devotion towards an entity or divine, or giving recognition, or pretty much doing sacred handed down repetitive mantras or prayers to a certain deity. But it's also, white magic is also sacrificing of self to give to other. It causes you to have to take some of you and give to other. So in kind of reality, white can actually cause more, if not more weak. How to say it? Essentially, you're causing more harm to yourself doing white because you're taking some of your time, your energy, and you're giving it towards someone else or elsewhere. So by technicality, you could say if you're doing a blessing on yourself, that's black because you're prioritizing yourself, you're blessing yourself. So you're doing black. But now if you're blessing somebody else, that's white. you're taking from your energy, you representing the color black. If you're not doing anything for your standing or whatever desire you're going for or your well-being, if anything is gaining from you, that's white. If you're gaining for you, it's black. It doesn't have to be malefic, but it can be malefic. But for white, it can't be. Usually white is not really seen to cause harm, but however though, with black, sometimes if you have a desire, you do what you have to do to get it, and sometimes you have to hotfoot someone. And in a way, when you're sacrificing for others' gain, that's white. But you're putting out something for you to gain by your will, that's black. But now there are some people that also say, like how back when it was when the slaves were being brought over to the US and they were practicing their belief, they were practicing their traditional ways of magic from where they yielded from. They were practicing their ancestral magic. While over in the States and under the oppression by the slave owners at the time, the owners were now calling what they were practicing black magic because it was the magic of those people. And they were considering theirs the white magic because it was their own. But that's mainly getting into territory I don't want to get into because I don't want to have somebody come and being all, oh, that's racist. No, it's just that's just what it is. If you don't like it, well, boo-hoo. Take the history and stick it in your head. But usually, like how, and this one's gonna make a lot of people mad, but it's just what it is. Usually, like when people are kind of doing the let's see, they're trying to do like say for an example, any kind of magic that's supposed to cast out something. Now, depending on who it is, where it's at. So if this, like say for example, if I was like trying to cast out something out of my space, that's black because I'm banishing it and I'm pretty much telling something to get for my gain. But now say if I go to somebody else's house and they have something hissy fitting that needs to be thrown out and exiled out, that's white because I'm sacrificing from my being for somebody else. I really don't have to go over there to help nobody. I don't I'm not what am I gonna really gain for offering my time and energy for somebody else? Of course, there's some people that would pay for the service or there's some kind of agreement and that's yeah, but still, it's still sacrifice of my energy and time that I could have actually be putting it towards something else. But that's white. If that makes sense, because there are a lot of people that because how mankind has been pretty much attuned to see black magic. It's like, oh, it's bad, it's curses, it's harming people, it's hexing people, it's plaguing people. That's such a minor little thing, so minuscule about it. And white magic is the good kind, the blessing and no harm to none. I'm gonna be completely honest. If you're if you're practicing the occult field, think of it as if somebody came up and hit you in the face. Are you going to just stand there and let them hit you in the face repeatedly again and again and again and again? I hope not, because in the occult world and the magical spiritual world, if you get swung at, you can swing back. There's no karmic backlash for standing up for yourself. And in fact, to be completely honest, the way that it's used to tell people that, oh, don't stoop down to their level, that's just setting you up to get attacked again. Because if you just allow something to hit you and keep hitting you, who is actually going to be still standing after you've been swung at numerous times? It ain't going to be you, it's going to be that other person who's still swinging at you. When it comes to survival, you have to do what you have to do to keep standing. That's just the reality of it. So, yes, if someone is swinging at you, cursing you, or doing some kind of any kind of malefic work towards you, you are more than definitely allowed to swing back or do what you have to do to cripple them. Because, like what I've always said, if anything happens to you, this world is done. From your perspective, there's no more world. If you're not here, the whole world's gone. So, put yourself first. If you're in a position where you're not in a good standing, being swung at, or being constantly harassed, that counts as saying, like, I'm not in my best spot because I have someone swinging at me. So, for my survival, I will have to do what I can to get away and also take out this threat by any means necessary. That's just basic survival skills. So long and behold, say, for example, someone's trying to put a curse on you pretty bad for whatever BS reason. You divinated and you caught it. And then you're just like, I'm kind of a little bit sick of this individual trying to curse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a puppet working and actually put something in this puppet and then bless the puppet as them. But with this thing that's now inside the puppet, it pretty much mitigates and it completely cancels out any kind of magical spell that they do, and it's automatically negated. No matter how hard they try, every spell or magic working they do fails. And it's active. So now that individual can't do any kind of magical work anymore. You do what you have to do in order to get away from the threat. And in this case, what you're doing is you're like pretty much taking their magical Achilles tendon, slicing it. And now they can't do it. Got rid of the threat. Now you can stand back up and be at your best self again. And don't got to worry about this twat head knocking you down. Overkill? So what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make yourself be completely out of harm's way. Because nowadays, not taking a stand against something or someone or an entity that's still causing you BS and allowing them to walk all over you is not going to help you, and it's definitely not going to help anybody else to not respond with pushback for someone acting out of line and just letting them still throw their big temper tantrum, hissy fit, and causing damage. Sometimes you have to be the one to step up and teach them the harsh lesson to not throw magic and be you know, a giant headache and a threat to other people. Sometimes you got to be the one to stand up and be like, okay, nope, give me your heel. And then down they go. Whoop. Was not expecting that to happen. It kind of even like what Mr. Curly said, doeth what thy will. I can't remember the rest of it, but it's true. Or essentially the way that I kind of add on to it. You're free to do whatever you like, however you want to do it, and whomever you want to influence or affect or put anything on, you're free to do as you please. But however, no matter what the outcome is, regardless if it's good, bad, dreadful, you get what you want. You get what you wanted plus more. You get perfect fulfillment. You're at your best state. You're blissful, completely happy 100%, and or even heck, the worst opposite spectrum. You did magic, and now the complete opposite happens, and now you are just made a hot mess. It doesn't matter. Either way, you're still at fault because of the route you chose and how you went about trying to get this thing to come into being. You're the one at fault. Good, bad, dreadful, don't matter. You're the cause of it. And that's really the best way to put it as that's the karmic backlash. Whatever route that you're putting out for and you putting in the work for it, whatever happens next, that's the karmic backlash. It can be good or bad. It just depends on you. Is this coming back? Is the thing coming back? Is it good in my eyes or is it bad? I can't say it because I'm not you. You have to make the call, if that makes sense. So, usually, one of the recurring things in the magical community and the occult community, or a lot of people still kind of going polarized as saying, "Oh, black magic's bad." So doing magic to benefit yourself is bad? No. In fact, really, I would have to say if you're doing magic to benefit yourself, isn't that the best kind of magic? But what do I know? That's none of my business. And if anything, by technicality, white magic's probably the most damaging out of the two. Because white is you're causing harm to yourself, you're sacrificing your time, energy, and your being for someone else or something else. You don't have to do anything white magical at all. You could just be completely just doing black magic to keep benefiting yourself. You can even also do black magic that's protection work. If you're protecting yourself, that's black because you're putting your well-being first. If you're trying to woozy woo somebody by essentially making yourself be more attractive, that's black. If you're trying to possess someone for your gain, it's black. But here's a twist. If you're trying to possess someone for what's best for them, that's white. Do you get it? Essentially, you trying to take control of someone, but not for your gain, but for their own gain, and and pretty much control them and move them away from something that's going to harm them. That's white, because you're not gaining anything from getting control of them and then relocating them or redirecting them. You're not gaining any of that. You're doing it because you're wanting to ensure the best for them. That's white. You don't have to do it. You're really not gaining anything, technically, other than pretty much the well-being for them. Unless if you consider that useful, then that's not for me to say. But still, energy of yours is being sacrificed and given for somebody else's well-being. You're not going to be really gaining from it. But now here's another one. If you try to possess someone for for whatever reason that's going to benefit you, yes, that's black. If you're trying to, let's say, if you're trying to do a working that has somebody pay you back what's owed to you, if you're doing it in a way that's more like putting a curse on somebody until they give the money back, that's black. But if you're going towards it in a way to kind of have them begin thinking like, or doing mental work on them to have them start thinking, I need to pay this back to them. I feel so bad about that. I really need to be doing this. I need to pay them back pretty soon. That's black because you're putting out your energy for you to gain. But now, if you're doing a working to help them be able to see on their own and to get clarity so they can come to realize it, that's white. You're helping them see and so that way they can gain. But if you're doing something for them to become ashamed or pretty much more aware that they have to pay it back so you can gain, that's black. It's very it's very little bit technical and very situational, but still, at the core of it all, black magic is all focused on for the self to gain. White magic is for something of the self to be laid down for something else. Really, that's it. And I wish Kendra's video was still up because she actually really explains it so much better than I just did. But in all reality, that's what it is. It's not good against evil. That's that's paradigm level, causing telling something is good, bad. What's good to somebody else may be bad for me, and what's good for me may be bad for somebody else. Opinionated, but really that's it. So other than that, I'll just leave it for open floor for questions of any kind. I do have, let me grab these over here. I do have these close by if you want me to do a reading for you, but don't expect too big of throws, but a little if it's deemed fit. But other than that, yeah. See other news. My next book is gonna be coming out on. Let me get this. Yeah, my next book is gonna be released on February 7th, which is the first Monday of February, and it'll be again available on Lulu, as like with my first one. And pretty soon too, like next week, I should have one of the courses that I was talking about finished, and the one that you guys chose for, the one about how to work with astral relationships and all that stuff. Yeah, that should be out, or at least the link will be posted sometime within the next few days. So that's open for whichever. What else? Is there anything else? I can't really think of anything else. Is this chat? Is the chat on here? I'm gonna lift you up for just a second. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure the chat's on, so I'm not just being all rude and inconsiderate. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it here. Let's see. Can I ask? Am I able to? I do not want to do that. See if I can. Dang it. Well, looks like I'll just do it the plan B way. So let me just. Oh, too bright. Way too bright. Gonna turn that down. Now let me wait for this stupid thing to load. 50,000 years later from this computer. Nope. Nope. Okay. Come on, come on. While I'm young. Hey, Michael. Okay, I'm gonna click this over here. I'm gonna turn this to that. I'm gonna tell this to piss it and stick it. Yay! Well, that sounded just lovely. Okay. So now I figured too, to really help me get back onto live streaming a lot more, I figured now I'm gonna be. Yes, I know it needs to have that many. So I've decided for the poll that I'm gonna be posting in like 2 seconds. Like every day, I'm gonna just go with this. Every day, I'm gonna be pretty much answering like a chosen question, and everybody can vote on in the live stream. Like say for an example, what's tomorrow? Like the question's gonna be for tomorrow's tarot question, and say like for example, if somebody put in like saying like tonight's question is he a twathead? And then pretty much I would just answer the question, and if somebody who happens to be wondering if the person they're with is a twathead, they just watch the video and then they get their that question answered by throwing cardstock at it, as an example. So let's see here. Let me think here. Let's put. Whoops. I know how to spell. I'm just gonna put that. Oh crap! Turn off sticky keys. Thank you. Hmm. I don't want to be like too specific, so I'm gonna put something as simple as I'm gonna be so generic. Mm. Oh, I barely missed. I barely made it by one character. Let's see. I don't want to make it all love related. Hmm. Is this? Dang it. How did that work? Next poll option. Let's see. Which one? Which one? Oh, I know. Just had I lost them. Oh wow, I actually spelled it right. Never mind. It was a prank. I'm just gonna put this one here. And okay, so tomorrow's question. So have at it. Yep, and that'll be the first of all the Tarot questions. We have how does excuse me. So here is our choices. We have number one, how does he slash she feel towards me? Number two, is this situation too good to be true? Three, should I take this new opportunity? Or probably my most personal favorite one. Is he or she a two-time and twathead? So yeah, depending on what gets chosen will be tomorrow's reading. Okay, we got one for feels. Up so far, yep. We have one for the feels. Guess I'll just put in one randomly. Actually, you know what? I haven't used this deck in a while. Okay, now we have too good to be true situation and feeling to other. How does he, she feel towards me? Okay, so 50-50 on that one. And I'll just leave this open. I like it when somebody. I like that somebody chose the two-time and twice one. Oh man, it's split down the middle. Well, not literally split down the middle. It's split down the three. And I'll just keep this up for as long as I'm live. So, but anyway, I'm just gonna put myself on the spot right now, and just just to have some com comical humor. Why is it only the top chat? I want all of the live chat visible. That way I can see everybody. Hopefully. The heck, dude? Okay, here we go. Okay, cardstock that has flamers on it. Give me some. What can you currently say about my standing with, we all know who. First card is me, second is other in question, and 3 is mutual standing with one another. I am 8 of Cups. This the picture we have an old couple saying goodbye, Johnny. Goodbye, fly away, get out of here. About time you got your own place, you stupid dweeb. Oh, jeez. And that's such a kind of a little bit accurate. I'm kind of like not having it anymore with this certain situation. How do I do yes and no character polls? Well, in other words, it kind of usually when pulling polls for a yes or a no, you usually see the card like for example like this one. Like for an example, this eight of cups. Looking at it, it looks like it's a really nice Eight of Cups. So at least with this depiction, I would say that it would be a positive card, so it would be a yes. But if like say for example something like here, like if this Seven of Swords popped up, well the poor guy is trying to open his umbrella, but he's getting blown to death. Well, not to death, but he's being blown so hard that okay, he's suffering through the wind, and he's not really able to get his umbrella open, so he's not really in the best standing. So this would be like a no. He's being blown up. No. Anyway, so if that makes sense. So 8 of Cups is my current standing with all this. Other in question. I'm gonna laugh at something I don't want it to be. I'm gonna just. Oh! Easy cupcake. Apparently, he's the man of pentacles. Well, yep, well, we definitely have. Well, but with this depiction, I see a construction worker holding onto a nice steel, you know, 2x4. Hmm. Somebody thinks he knows how to handle this big steel, huh? I go figure. Okay, so anyway, then is that even a verb? Then the mutality between us? That's not even a word. We'll go with it though. Mutality we have. So this is cheesy. 6 of Cups. We have this depiction. 2 men in bed. One's giving one a present, and one is overjoyed, and the other one's like, eh, eh. And this one is like, eh, eh. Guess what I got you? What? It's my dick in the box. I just had to make that joke. I couldn't resist. But okay, that's nice to know. Now, why the heck am I the 8 of Cups? Stop yelling. Ah, God. Really? Stop. Gee, so agitating. Really? Really? This is just so agitating, so annoying, and it's just so. Anyway, as I was saying, tell me, why am I the 8 of Cups? Why am I, a poor lonely guy getting on a plane and having two old elderly people going, "Toodaloo, Sonny. Hope you're ready for the real world." Nah. It's because apparently the Six of Pentacles. Well, the depiction we have a young man and a bank teller, and it looks like the young guy is getting money from him. Don't know. I don't really know if this is like, trying to insinuate something like, here's some money, now go behind the bank with me. No, I'm not going with that. So essentially, yeah, actually that's gonna make sense. Well, no, not going behind. No, not going behind the store. Not that. It's just current standing wanting to actually fly away, but you need to get the necessary funds to do it and to actually get just amount that's just right. But anyway, we're gonna just move forward from that. Not going more deeper with that. So then, why is the person that I'm inquiring about, why is he the man of pentacles? Why is he that? Thinks he speaks soft but carries a big piece of metal. The Hermit. I don't like this Hermit card that much. He's the man of pentacles, being slow and steady with his steel because he's aloof and alienated. Completely in a different state of awareness. Go figure. So then tell me this then, how come we are the six of cups then? Watch it be something so ridiculous. We're the six of The reason why we're me and this individual are the Six of Cups is because of the Protector or the Empress in this deck. So, because of somebody being the nurturing figure and, the big shield, I guess. That's why we're the Six of Cups. Okay. Give me one for Excel point and one for Weak point. Excel point. Fuck this deck. Guide of Cups, or essentially, the guides are the queens, even though I'd rather say the sages are, but yep. Excel point. My card. And funny enough, this depiction has a nude man with butterfly wings, and he has a cup of a cup of that white stuff, that cup of man fluid, and he's throwing it all over the place. Cause why not? What a hot mess that is. I ain't cleaning that up. And a weak point, please. Yeah. Weak point because it's the Seven of Pentacles. Well, I don't like this depiction. It's like I don't get it. It's like lazy. Excel point is, well, for I guess we fly with butterfly wings and to throw in man juice all over the place. But our weak point is just standing around really doing nothing and having time be wasted and looking at the trash instead of, putting the lid on the trash and being done with it and admiring something that's not really worth admiring and not really paying attention. Okay, we'll go with it. So then why is our Excel point my card? Easy cupcake. Yep. That's just okay. I'm just gonna I'll save that one. So then why is the Seven of Pentacles our weak point? Oh, how punny. How punny. Like like what? Did they stop interacting with you or did they just like be all like, okay, let's see how you handle it? They just cut you loose. I am, yes, and I'm reading myself right now, currently. And so far, I mean, it's kind of looking a little bit nasty. Huh, okay. So, I will just go with the reason why, no, actually not the reason why, our weak point between myself and I. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, the heck, dude. I mean, if I could choose one, I would, but I can't, so. Wait, can I? Nope, I can't. I can't even choose one if I want to, so, oh well. Wait. Nope, I can't. So, I guess I'm just gonna keep that open until somebody chooses it. But anyway, so the reason why between me and intended is not really going, it's because, well, look at one, well, actually the weak point. The weak point is because pretty much being admiring something that doesn't need to be admired and not really putting in the proper attention to something and thinking something's a joke because just how he's like skateboarding with somebody else's mail and losing it all over the place, which is kind of accurate. But the Excel point, oh man, this is cheesy. Our Excel point is my card and the Ace of Cups, or hey Robbie, watch me pull a cup of man juice out of my hand. Again, roll up my sleeve. Presto, Rocky, now you got it all over the place. Now here's something we know you'll really like. Yeah, I don't even know how I even remembered that. Oh, and just for giggles, I also like how on the Ace of Cups, on like in the pond, those are lotus flowers. Cause why not? So yeah, at least that's a nice Excel point. Okay, suggested course of action to assure the best for both me and intended. Give me three. Number one, four twigs. Hello, Bruce. So we got the four twigs. Four twigs with sage twigs. Yeesh. Wow, that's a lot of I'm trying so hard not to say it. That's a lot of pokey things right there. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Nothing says, "Oh Lord, landed like men holding sticks and poking each other with them." Nope, I'm not going anymore with that one. We're just gonna nod and accept it. Okay, doke. And we'll go with that one. So apparently, my suggested course of action. Oh boy, here we go. 4 twigs. This depiction we have 4 men building a stage set. So the suggested course of action is to pretty much get to work to get a foundation standing and get things going. And the best way to go about that is to become a sage of twigs. No wait, a guide of twigs, essentially being like the cheering, motivating individual in this endeavor. And the gain of it is the star. So what's the gain is a wish being bestowed. Cheesy. Pitfall. One, two. Okay, Pitfall, Three of Cups, Manic Cups, or Fireman squirting everything, and then Hong Kong Philly Cherry with a guy on a skateboard and having 2 poochies pull him. So I just got to be aware to keep control and make sure that make sure that the energy that gets put out into this is not going all over the place and just being too hot-headed, and to ensure that there's a peaceful environment. Okay, got it. Enough of that. That's enough of that nonsense. So it looks like it's going to be tomorrow's Tarot question is going to be, how does she feel towards me? That's it. Locked in. So that's going to be what it is tomorrow. And the deck I'm going to use, well, I probably might end up using, I might be ending up using 2. Yeah. Well, I like how opportunity hasn't been taken. But I really like it kind of made me giggle when someone actually chose that. Is he or she a two-time and flathead? Because, yeah, sometimes that's very important to know that if your intent is being a twathead, like being a two-timer, and that's when you tell him off with his head. As punishment for sticking it or catching it elsewhere, you lose your head. If you and if somebody actually feels bad after they did that, well, all you can say is just like, well, be sure to try to catch or stick something else then. Kind of harsh, but who cares? Pretty much that's really all I got. And since it's kind of died down, let me see. Let me just click something real quick. Yep, since it's died down, I'm gonna take my leave, and I'll just, see y'all later on then. Mm.